we ask some of those questions because we want to identify your target market. And by the way, if you have multiple products, right, when I go out and speak and I talk to business owners about management and leadership, that's a different target market than when I'm talking about QuickBooks. It's a totally different market. And you have to understand, what are their needs? What are their wants? What are their desires? What are their problems? What keeps them up at night? And we have a profile. We call it the ultimate target, the ideal target market profile, that we actually narrow it down. And what makes it different is at the end, we give that person a name. Because when you personify it, it's not just it becomes a person. And it's much easier to talk to a person than it is just a thing.
You can actually visualize it that way. And it seems more real to you. I love that breakdown, because that is one area that I find a lot of individuals, especially entrepreneurs, are so challenged because they do try to go after everybody with money, and then they get no money because they aren't really sure. First of all, they aren't quite sure how to even approach them because they're not sure what their pain is, because they're trying to solve everybody's pain.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of going to a networking event and everybody's going around, can I have your business card? Can I have your business card? Can I have your business card? And what happens after that?
Because they don't have a process.
They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what to say.
And as much as we're talking about the foundation of the process is that profile, that's the start of it, right?
Yeah, without that, how can you make it work? You can't.
We have to know who it is. Now, with that comes the funnel, which is your website. And that's a core component or a key component. So we have the foundation, we know the who. We have the core component, which is what's going to take them through the sales process, build trust, build a relationship, build awareness, and work our way up. But then there's another key part of this, and it's called an autoresponder system. And this is the central nervous system of the funnel.
I like the way that sounds too. Autoresponder means I don't have to be doing all the work all the time.
And I'll give you an example, right? Because I know some folks may not be aware of what they are, but I had an event scheduled. I got a notification through my autoresponder, through my sales funnel. Somebody wanted me to speak at their event on such and such a date. Sorry, I'm already booked. All right, I can only be in one place at a time. I'm not able to. And we're talking, I was at an event that it's not their company. I was at a speaking event. That's not going to be. And my system sent out an email about 300 days later and said, hey, we weren't able to do it last year. We're booking. We usually book 60 to 90 days in advance. We're now booking this time frame for next year. Are you still the point of contact, or do we have to get in touch with somebody else?
Love it.
And it was the same person, and she said, I am so glad that you reminded me. We'd love to have you come and speak at the event. And she called me up, so excited. Oh, I'm so glad you remembered us. It meant so much. Now I'm going to let you in a little secret. I didn't remember anything. This is about having systems and processes in place. The autoresponder did all the work for me. They got into the funnel, and just because they don't buy now, and this is the important part, this is where autoresponders are your gold, all right? 10% of the people who come to your sales funnel are ready, willing, and able to buy now. 10% of the people who go through will make the decision they don't want to buy from you, and that's okay. We're not everybody, people like chocolate, people like vanilla. So we're not for everybody, and everybody knows that. But that leaves 80%. So what happens when they like you, but they're not willing, able, and ready to buy now? Now, if they go to your website and you don't know they're there, you're not able to capture their information, you don't have system follow-up, 80% of the people who raised their hand and said they're interested, you lose. And now you're counting on them to remember you. They're not going to remember.
Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because we're bombarded by life all day long.
Yep.
So it becomes our responsibility to remember them. And the autoresponder is a key. And you even have a sponsor that is one of them, Constant Contact. I mean, this is a program that's what they specialize in. Exactly. It's one of the things that they do. So that's a great way to do it. Now, I will also share with you, we're talking about the autoresponder. That's the email campaign that keeps them on the radar. I don't know how to say it in a better way, so I'll just do that.
Top of mind.
It's top of
mind. Well, no. And that's what I want to go with. Top of mind is there's a better tool. It's still the autoresponder, but it's using it differently. We're going to talk about newsletters, where you send out a weekly or a monthly or a semi-annually or something, that it goes out on a regular and consistent basis. that talks to your customer about them. I got to tell you, if you're doing a newsletter and everything on that newsletter is buy, that's what they're going to say to you. Bye.
How true is that? Yes.
Nobody wants a commercial from you every week. Now, there's nothing wrong with one line on the newsletter that says, when you need whatever it is that you solve, this is the number to call, or this is the email, or this is the contact to make, or this is the website to go to. It's one line. You might be talking about community news. You just talked about it a couple minutes ago. Here you were on the radio show talking about the AVET project, and you were talking about some of your other sponsors and the Brevard.
Everything
Brevard. That's great things to let people know what's going on. You have newsletters, you have contact, things that are not self-serving. That's going to build more trust in an organization than just buy.
That's where that relationship, the know, like, and trust factor really comes into play, because people want to get to know you before they really start using you or purchasing from you. They may never purchase from you, but they may refer you. So there's always those opportunities out there. So when you can become, like you just said, a resource to them and provide information that's going to be helpful to them, they're going to keep that in they're going to remember that, and they're going to think of you first. I like to say, be the Google or YouTube out there for those individuals that need your services, that have the pain that you can solve, because that way they come to you first and don't just go to Google or anyone that they meet at an event.
Yeah, I talk to people when we talk about doing the newsletter, which is a key component of your autoresponder. So first of it keeps them on the radar, and then the autoresponder is what keeps them feeling top of mind awareness, as you said. It's about building that rapport, building that trust, building your brand. Because when people are buying from you, they're not buying you, they're buying your confidence. If they don't feel that you can achieve their confidence that you have, they're not going to go with you.
Very well said.
And the sales funnel is a way to not only get you into their confidence a little bit, but little by little, you can start to build that trust. Because sometimes, depending on your business, right, small business like a flower stand or something like that, well, you don't need to have a whole lot of trust. The flowers look good, I'm good to go. But if you're looking for an attorney to handle your estate, it's a whole different trust level.
Big difference, yes.
Right. And one of the cool things that the funnel does is it escalates as it moves forward. The first thing usually that's offered, as we said before, is a lead magnet. It's a free or a low-cost item to make people aware that you have something. Oh, and by the way, try it out. See one of the things that we offer. See if that's something that's of interest to you. And if it is, come on back and let us know. Right? But we're in business. Let's just be honest. I can't give you everything for free, because then I can't stay in business and you can't get anything else.
What are some suggestions for lead magnets? I know in just a general, what could someone do?
There's a lot of different things that you can do. I was at the Speakers Summit this weekend, and one of the ladies that's a best-selling author, one of the speakers, she's a best-selling author. And when you come to her, she offers you one chapter of the book. Right? Now, that just lets you know who she is, what she stands for a little bit, how she writes. What she's actually selling is a blueprint to help you write your book. So now you can see how she writes in her style. Does that match what you want to do or not? And if it doesn't, she's not the one for you, and that's okay too.
So that first lead magnet is something that you want to provide to them so they can actually flavor you first.
Yeah, it's kind of it's the pink spoon, the Baskin & Robbins pink spoon. Here, try that.
Yeah.
Why does Baskin & Robbins give you those pink spoons? Because eventually you're going to buy the cone, right?
Love that
or you're going to buy the cup.
You're going to find one that tastes good eventually.
Yeah, you're going to find the ones you want, and you're going to, you're going to get what you want. This is the pink spoon method. Come on out, check out the pink spoon for free. See if you like it. If you want it, I have a whole Sunday full of it for you, right? And we can escalate up. The other thing that makes the sales funnel, because of the internet and what we have, is it's non-confrontational. Think about all the ads that you see in the newspaper. Call here, right? Come here. Go. There's somebody on the other end of that phone that's their main job is to create a commission. So when you make that phone call, you now know, oh man, they're going to be trying to sell me something that I don't want, and people get upset with that. because it's a sales funnel, it's an automated process in many occasions, whether they're sending you a copy of the book, whether they're letting you get a digital product. There's no confrontation. It's automated. Jump on, get it. If you like it, there's more to see. If you don't like it, we'll still part as friends.
Yeah, there's always that opt-out button.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell everyone when we're sharing with them how important it is to have a process in place that you can actually capture emails from your website. And we're not talking the contact form, but an actual opt-in form,
yep.
so that you're capturing that email and you can then put them in your list and continue emailing to them. That you need to have something in mind that that they can't wait to hear more from you. But the thing is, we do it all the time. We always are going on and putting our email onto some kind of form on the internet, and we start getting these emails. And yes, they do start filling up the inbox a lot, but we have that option. If we don't want to hear from that person any longer, we just opt out. So you're not being intrusive. People are actually saying, yes, I want to hear more from you. Tell me more. It's up to you to keep them interested and informed.
And when you're offering things that they're interested in, that are helpful, the newsletter solves some of their problems, makes them aware, because you know who your customer is, what you're offering them, they're less likely to opt out. As a matter of fact, on a lot of the newsletters that I offer, we get comments all the time, well, we can't wait for your newsletter. Mm-hmm. We can't wait to see that. I'm not getting deleted. Matter of fact, some of them are sharing, oh, you got to see what he put in there this week. You got to go sign up for this. One of our deals was and we did it for years, 52 QuickBooks tips. One QuickBooks tip emailed to your inbox every week. Now, if you're new to QuickBooks, I'm not selling anything. It just shows up in your email box. Boom, you read it. If you use it, great. If not, no. But people every week, once a week for a year, they showed up. What happened at the end of a year? The last one, it said, would you like to renew? It's the same tips. But it's the way to stay refreshed, exactly. Because we don't use them all.
Yes, for sure.
And it just asked, do you want to renew? There was nothing confrontational. And it also asked on the last one, would you like some additional coaching?
Always giving them the opportunity to get more from you.
Yeah. And if they were struggling with something on every week, it asked, do you want some additional coaching? Yes or no? It wasn't, hey, take my coaching, I do this, I do that. That's when you become the annoying pest. When you're giving them good information, you're the welcomed guest. And now you're providing relief instead of just selling stuff.
Awesome ideas. So I take it that a lot of what you are now teaching when you're up there speaking, and as well as helping other individuals build out that ultimate funnel system, this is due to your experience with what it has provided for you in growing your business.
Yeah. When I started, as I said, I had a website. Nobody knew me. I didn't know anybody, and it stayed that way.
As so many people do.
Yeah. Because we don't know better. And then I've spent over $20,000 going to marketing seminars, learning from people, learning the technical aspect. As I shared, my background is accounting and business. I'm the kind of guy that everything I do, I have to have systems in place. And it's one of the things that makes me function. So I learned the technical skills of how to build these things so that I could build my business. And now, as you guys know, I'm on the road about 150 to 180 days a year. So it's working.
Keep those daughters in college.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, and I will tell you, my oldest graduates this December. So it's offered me freedom, but it's also shown me the benefits. It's also shown me templates that work. There's certain formulas that do work, and there's certain formulas that work well for specific businesses or specific services or specific products that don't work for others. And we have different template sets depending on what you're trying to do. For some people, think about it this way: you're an author and you're trying to launch a book. The book doesn't come out till September 5th. I'm just making up a number, right? September 5th. Well, what would be wrong with creating a little bit of anticipation now? Hey, we've got this book. It talks about this. It talks about that. And you're doing that 30, 60, 90 days, and you're building anticipation. Mm-hmm. If you guys remember way back in the 80s, there was the Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, every billboard, the television commercial, all it did was had the bat sign, and people were like, what is that? I don't know. And then they started to announce there's a new Batman movie coming. And then they released